Oh wait, the frickin' stop playing. Well, that was anticlimactic. Welcome in everybody. Wait, that's the big. Welcome in everybody. My name is Carl. This is all new. This is my first time back. Welcome in everybody to Cooking with Carl. I'm not nervous. I only have a professional chef watching. So if anyone's curious, my computer's right there, but the camera's right there, which unfortunately is not the way I want it to be, because if I'm looking at the camera, I'm looking to the right, which on the stream when I switch the cameras, you'll see I'm looking the wrong way. But the point of this is to show off a family recipe that I have and hopefully edit it for YouTube. So I've not done something like this before. This is totally unscripted. I have done cooking streams before. So, should we do an intro? I should have probably planned an intro. Anyway, welcome in everybody. If this is your first time, Anyway, if you're watching this live on Twitch, welcome in real time. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. This is the first time I've ever done this for YouTube, so we'll see how this goes. Anyway, today I'm going to be making a lovely recipe I like to call pumpkin bars, or rather the recipe book likes to call pumpkin bars. This is a traditional recipe in my family, a fan favorite around the holiday season, but you can make it any time of year, any day. So we've got two things to make here. We've got the actual pumpkin cake part itself and the cream cheese frosting. So for this recipe, you will need 2 cups. The recipe says all-purpose flour, but I made this last time with my father, who is gluten-free, and we use this Tanegashima rice flour. So you'll need 2 cups of that for a full batch. This will make a whole sheet cake, by the way. Next up, we're gonna need 2 cups of sugar. Also, I got fancy. I got frickin' raw sugar from the local market, but any sugar is fine. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of baking soda. That's not it. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. I lied. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. A half teaspoon of salt. Where'd the clove go? A half teaspoon of clove. Is it cloves or clove? Hey Sabina, welcome in. How you doing? 1 cup of oil, any oil will do. And finally, 1 can of pumpkin. But I don't have any canned pumpkin because I live in Japan. So I have an actual Japanese pumpkin called a kabocha. Hopefully I'm showing this to the camera all correctly, because my screen is like covered with recipes. Oh, and last but not least, 4 eggs. All right, and then for the cream cheese frosting, that's the simpler one. We're going to need powdered sugar. I literally went to the store and bought all of their powdered sugar. Yes. I stopped my Hello Talk live stream early. I'm doing my Twitch live stream now. So, powdered sugar and powdered sugar, butter, and cream cheese. What am I cooking? I'm cooking pumpkin bars. Okay. Oh, no, that's not all. I'm an idiot. And some vanilla. So that's everything. All right, so this is probably one of the easiest recipes I've ever come across, because it's literally just mix everything together and then throw it in the oven. It's literally just mix everything together and throw it in the oven. There's no fancy, it doesn't even say mix the dries together before the wets or anything like that. It's just mix everything in a bowl and throw it in the oven. However, we have a problem. In Japan, there's no canned pumpkin, so we have to make our own canned pumpkin. So how are we going to take this actual pumpkin and turn it into something that is good enough to put in this recipe? Well, we're going to have to boil it, and we're going to have to boil it a lot. So let's switch over to the big cooking camera. There we go. So hello, everybody. Hopefully this will not lag out as much, but because of the camera setup, I might not be able to see chat, so please be patient with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out our cutting board, and we're going to take out a big old knife. Unfortunately, I don't have any sharp knives other than this butcher knife. I'm so used to the camera being on the computer, but I can't. This big old butcher knife. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut this pumpkin right down the middle. How is it? The best way to do this is probably just to stab it, right? We've got a professional chef in the audience. Probably not going to appreciate me. Does not exactly serve safe, is it? You want to be careful when using a knife because they're sharp and they hurt. I bought this like 2 weeks ago. If you buy a whole pumpkin, pro tip, if you buy a whole pumpkin, it does not rot quickly at all. But as soon as you cut into it, it rots super quickly. That is the best way to cut a pumpkin. Yeah, just freaking stab it. So yeah, if you buy half a pumpkin, you're definitely going to want to use it within a week. Before then, probably. It'll start rotting. But watch I cut this open, and it's just like completely rotted on the inside, and then I just have to cancel stream because I have no pumpkin to put in my pumpkin bars. Okay, but sure enough, look at that. That's more than fine. Right there. So, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to scoop out all the seeds. Now, the seeds you can use to like cook other stuff. You know, you can do that. That's fine. Ooh, I forgot my spoon. But we're not going to deal with that today. So we'll just scoop all the guts out here. And then we'll just put this in the bowl. Now you can use these to plant more. I intend to plant these. I have a confession to make, everyone. I'm not a huge fan of pumpkin seeds. I'm not a huge fan of eating pumpkin seeds. I don't think they're super tasty. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even a huge fan of pumpkin in terms of like a culinary item. I made some pumpkin soup on stream once, and it wasn't that good. I wanted to make like a YouTube video where I like do a whole thing of like voiceover and everything, and then it just cuts to me trying it at the end, and I'm like, oh, that's not very good. Cinnamon roasted pumpkin seeds are the best. You know, I've been thinking about trying to do, like, I have cinnamon sugar right here. So I've been thinking about maybe throwing some pumpkin seeds and making a dessert out of them because I like pumpkin as a dessert. I enjoy pumpkin as a dessert. You know, I enjoy pumpkin spice flavorings. I enjoy pumpkin bars, obviously. So I've been thinking about maybe trying to do this as more of a... Is this pointing towards me? That's a little better. I've been thinking of doing this more, like trying to make more of a desserty pumpkin seed thing. Because, you know, I don't know. Flavored a soup, pumpkin soup just ain't it. I'm sorry. If you ever played Skyward Sword, maybe they make it better in Skyward Sword. I'm certainly not an expert. It didn't really have much flavor. Like, my mouth was like, you shouldn't be eating this. There's something wrong with this. Pumpkin shouldn't be like this. So now we got most of the guts out. We want all the seeds out and most of the guts out. I'm definitely going to be saving some of those. Why am I looking up here? I'm definitely going to be saving some of those for later to plant. I currently have a little cactus, a little succulent growing that I officially did not steal from a potted plant in Kagoshima City. I just found it. Okay, so that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a pot like this. We're going to fill it up with water real fast. Although you don't want to put too much. Because we're going to boil this. You can always add more. If you have too much, then you got to try to figure out how to take water out of a boiling pot. Then you got to get a ladle. And if you're a poor boy that just moved in like me, boom. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's hard. So we're going to set that to a boil. So what we're going to do is once that starts boiling, again, I'm trying to look up at the camera. Once this starts boiling, then we're going to put the pumpkins in it. And then what that's going to do is that's just going to keep boiling and rolling until we are done with that. Like until we need it, rather. Um, so, pumpkin aside, let's start making everything else. I think this is my biggest bowl. You're going to want as big a bowl as possible. Well, probably a bigger bowl than this. This is going to make a whole sheet cake worth of pumpkin bars. I'm going to be using this cake pan right here. It is thicker. You can get wider ones. However, I do not have that big of a microwave oven or that big of an oven. I will not be sticking a metal pan in the oven or the microwave. That would be disastrous. So, first things first, I actually like to put the liquids in first with pumpkin bars, because what happens is if you put the solids in first, even though they're listed first on the recipe, all the solids will start sticking to the sides of the bowl, and then you have to scrape them off, and it's a whole big pain. So I put the liquids in first. It does not matter. I have not noticed a big significant difference. I am not an expert though, but it's all the same. So some liquids. Let's open up the eggs. We'll put the eggs in first. And the reason I'm putting the eggs in first is because I want to be able to beat the eggs properly and make sure that they're all beaten up before we add anything else. So we got 4 eggs here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Peel all the stickers off. It's the stickers with the expiration date. I don't like them at all. It's like, you know what? I'm going to use the eggs before they expire. It's fine. You don't need to tell me that. I have only thrown away 1 piece of food in my time since coming to Japan. Only 1 piece of food expired, and it was because I left it in my fridge for too long because the typhoon. It was like the last half of the piece of half of a tray of pork that I had when the typhoon hit, so I couldn't open my refrigerator to get it. All right, oh, that's 2 eggs. I really don't want to frickin' tank this. If anyone wants to chime in with tips and whatnot, feel free. Like I said, I am not an expert. Oh, God. Got some shell on my finger. Almost just cracked it right into the bowl. Speaking of getting cracking shell right into the bowl. Now, one tip I have is you can use the eggshell itself to scoop out other eggshells. It's a relatively reliable way. If you try to use your finger, problem is it'll like squish away. There we go. So you don't want any eggshells in there. It's not going to ruin the recipe or everything, but it is going to mess with the mouthfeel. Actually, funny thing about mouthfeel, the original recipe suggests... Oh, don't scratch your face. Don't scratch your face with your fingers. You don't want to get that gross stuff in the friggin' recipe. Anyway, the original recipe suggests you add raisins and nuts. I do not like this at all. They give it a very bad mouthfeel. The crunchy nuts don't help at all. And the raisins kind of crunch too. They make this like... I hate it. Oh, the water's boiling, so we'll turn that down to just keep it where it's at a normal boil. And then just put the whole pumpkin right in there. Plop. Oh, no. Oh, no. Woo! That didn't work. So we're going to try to keep the pumpkin upright. That's gonna... Uh, we'll see how that works. Raisins with pumpkin. Yeah, it says add a whole half cup of raisins and half cup of chopped things. Do I have a lid for this? I think I do. That might help to keep the heat in, especially since the pumpkin is the pumpkin is hollow. The water's gonna have a hard time circulating. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna scratch my face. I have a sink right here. I'm washing my hands. Don't worry, everybody. This is a serve safe. Honestly, don't take this advice, but even if I somehow were to like drop Ebola into this, I'm gonna be sticking it in the oven anyway, so it's not the hugest deal. Yeah, it'll help steam anything that's above. That's true. So if you put a lid on that, it will help trap the heat in and steam any pumpkin that's above. But you want to be careful, though, because it will heat up faster and it will start to boil faster. So if you're not careful, it can boil over in there if you're not paying enough attention. And you should absolutely pay enough attention. All right, so fun fact. I have never used this before. This was a Christmas present. I've never used it before. But I've also never used a hand mixer before. So after I'm done rewashing this, because I just dropped it on the floor, we're going to see if I can't use this hand mixer. Ugh. I got to remember to be more entertaining, because I'm going to be editing this. So even if no one sees it, I'll be fine. They'll see it later. I cannot tell you how many clips that I have just saved. I got a Steam Deck, or Stream Deck rather. Steam Deck's different. I got a Stream Deck, which is basically a big old pad with a bunch of numbers on it, or a bunch of buttons on it that you can assign things. And one of the things that I assigned, starting to boil a little too much there, might boil over. One of the things that I assigned was take a 30-second clip. So I've been doing that a lot, so I don't have to bother with like telling someone else to clip. Okay, it's already on. That's not cool. So I don't have to tell someone else, oh, clip that. I can just do it myself. All right, well, let's put that storage rack back in. Oh, no, shoot. That's not the storage rack. So the storage rack, so we'll put this in here. Boop. And that in here. Should probably be doing this over here so everybody can see it. Come on. There we go. So theoretically, if I turn this on, I can just mix these eggs out. Look at that! It's a mixer. It's a hand mixer. Oh my god. This is magical. Is there a turbo button? Oh my god, there's a turbo button. So it actually might be good if I just turn the thing down and then use the turbo button. Wow, that's some whip. We're getting some fluffy. You love the cat clock? Oh, you can see my cat clock? Oh, that's so cool. I can't see my stream because my stream preview is covered by my recipe. So there's the sugar. Or no, that's not the sugar. That's eggs. I know what I'm doing, I promise. So then we're gonna add some oil. A cup of oil, a whole cup of oil. Ugh. Drink up. All the way. 1 cup of oil. Hopefully there's not some embarrassing mess in the background. My luck, there's like my dirty... Okay, no dirty underwear over there. Yeah, I got myself a cat clock as well as one for my sister. My sister got a black one, though. We're just going to mix that up. It doesn't need to be crazy. Doesn't need to be crazy. You just need to mix it up a little bit. Okay, so that's the oil. Let's see. And that's actually, other than the pumpkin, all we can see is a clock, me and the curtain. Good. That's actually, I really like the fact that you can see that cat clock. So, those are actually the only two liquid ingredients other than the pumpkin. So the pumpkin obviously is going to go in last because we're going to be waiting for that to cook. By the way, I do have a steam hood. That is helpful. Hopefully my camera does not get steamed up. It shouldn't. Like the aerodynamics of it should. My steam hood should be drawing all of the steam away. But if there are any problems, folks, please let me know in the chat. So let's start going. 2 cups all-purpose flour. So I have this other one. Are these cups? Just says 1/2, 1/4, and 3/4. Hold on, folks. So if I fill this one that is actually a cup up with water to about the cup line, and then I pour this in. Okay, yeah, this is a cup. All right, nice. But now this is wet, which is not good. Okay. Dry this out real quick. All right, so we got 2 cups of flour. We'll see how messy this is. You know, if all else fails, I'm not opposed to mixing this right in the pan. I've done worse things on my cooking streams. But one thing I am proud of, I've never cut myself and I've never burnt myself on a cooking stream. I have cut myself and I have burnt myself preparing food before, but never live on the internet. So that's a win in my book. All right, so we'll fill this thing up all the way. That's a cup. Oh my God, I can hear the hail striking the vent of my fume hood, of my steam hood here. It's hailing something fierce outside. And that's 2 cups of sugar, of flour. Frick. I cannot keep my head on straight. I'm going to pretend like I did actually plan to put the clock in the background, because that's kind of cool. I got to see this. Oh, that is perfect framing. You want to offer promotion to my channel? Oh no! Oh no, no. My mod icons are gone. Oh, you're banned. Let me chat settings. Slow mode. There we go. Show mod icons. Switch to a new computer so it's all different. Re-downloaded OBS. There we go. Now you're gone. That's a lot better. There we go. Yeah, the new bots, they're coming by. They're awful. Okay. So now we got that. We need 2 cups of sugar. Oh, we're going to be running out of space here, folks. We're going to be running out of space. I need a bigger bowl. Unfortunately, this is my biggest bowl. I'm trying to think. I mean, I have like a wok. Like a handle wok that, like, I guess is technically bigger, but like I don't want to use that. Hey, I see you found the emotes. Good. Spam those all you want. I don't care. I encourage it, actually. Okay, so we've got 2 cups of sugar to be added. Let's mix in the flour first, shall we? I have the power, the flour power. Hopefully this is just really fluffy because of the beater beating the eggs. Oh, jeez. Careful, Carl. Funny thing about flour is it's really floofy. So you got to be careful when you're mixing things in. So this is going to be a little bit more of a doughy consistency than you would expect because, of course, we have yet to add the pumpkin. And the pumpkin is a very doughy, or is also a liquid part. Oh no, this is not happy with it. Yeah, if you use, like I said, the wok's metal, and I don't want to frickin' like use. That's another reason why I didn't want to use it. It's metal. Oh my god, this is gonna be a problem. Am I sure there's no other liquid type things? Oil, pumpkin, and eggs. Yeah, everything else, flour, sugar. Yeah, mixing bowls. You know what? I went to Kagoshima City. I don't know why. I keep looking over there. I went to Kagoshima City. I could not find a cake pan. I could not find a cake pan for the life of me. Can you believe that? Like a real like birthday cake sheet cake pan. I had to get mine sent in from America for Christmas. Yeah, the pumpkin's going to add a ton of moisture, so I'm not too worried about that. But the hand mixer might get a little stressed out because just, yeah, how solid this is going to be. But yeah, pumpkin's there. Isn't it like cucumbers like 97% water? I want to say cucumbers are 97% water. But, yeah. Yeah, honestly, Amazon's looking like the way to go. Like, I can't get anything here anyway. Okay, so that's open. Although Amazon is like 3-4 day delivery here. We don't get no next day of delivery where I am at. They gotta freaking ship things in from the mainland. Oh, you can sell. Oh, it smells like molasses. Oh my God, it's so good. Yeah, this is basically brown sugar, and this is just gonna, it's gonna give you a little bit more of a molasses flavor. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing it, with like regular granulated sugar. I'm just extra because you know what? I went to the market, the local market. This is local made brown sugar or black sugar as they call it. I don't know why they call it black sugar. It's not really. I wonder if there's some step on the process that's actually black, but it'll give it a nice like richer molasses flavor. But that's about it. 2 or 3 days, yeah, unfortunate. But you know what? I have a job. I have a roof over my head. Speaking of which, I have to pay my rent. Whopping 18,000 yen a month. So there's the sugar. Boop. I don't know about you all, but I love the way brown sugar settles. I love that it's like kind of a solid granular thing, and it's also kind of a liquid. Like I don't know if I'm weird for liking that, but I do. So we're just gonna go in, we're gonna lightly mix this. Hopefully we fling as little of it out as possible. Hmm. I'm wondering, I've never done this before. I should probably just quit and then add the pumpkin later and then mix that very carefully. Because um we've got, yeah, 1 can, 2 cups of pumpkin coming in. We're getting 25-pound bags of solid and stale bricks of brown sugar. Holy cow. Yeah, I cannot imagine that. It's just all like you got to hit it with a hammer. Literally probably have to hit it with a hammer to break it open and break it apart. Anyway. All right, first thing you do is you throw your baking powder on the floor. That's a very important part, okay? You have to throw your baking powder on the floor so it knows who's boss. Um, Toss it on the ground. Yep, that's about it. All right, so baking powder, 2 teaspoons. It's funny, the last time I made this, we did not have enough pumpkin, but it still tasted fine. All right, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Let me just double check and make sure I'm not an idiot. Baking powder. Baking powder. And yes, 2 teaspoons. And this is a teaspoon, is not a tablespoon. Did not look as like big enough to be a tablespoon, but boom. Baking powder. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, just like editing this video during work. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start putting my. I'm gonna start my oven. You're gonna want to have 350 degrees, so I'm gonna preheat my oven real quick. Be right back. I'm back. I forgot that all I literally need to do was like open the door to start it up, hit the oven button, and then hit start. Because oven button goes to 375 Celsius, which is about 350 Fahrenheit. Um, did I put the bake? I have not put the baking soda in. Wait, did I put the baking soda in? Holy crap! Did I put the baking? Chat, did I put the baking soda in? I don't think I put the baking. No, I haven't put the baking soda in. Oh my god, I'm scaring myself. I have not put the baking soda in. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Just the baking powder. Thank God. I was panicking. So yeah, if anyone's interested, my goal is to make 1 video a week. I don't think I'm. They're not all going to be cooking videos for sure. I don't know if I'm going to do another cooking stream. It depends. I'm going to be honest. Doing anything on my stream, anything new that requires effort on my stream just feels bad, man. Because like no one shows up, and like Twitch is so transient. Like you work really hard in a stream, no one finds you because discoverability is crap, and then it's gone, right? So this is more of a recording session than anything. All right, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Yummy. Oh, smell that. But be careful though. Don't freaking snort cinnamon. So chat, what do you think? Is the pumpkin done yet? I'm not even gonna use the sprinkler. I'm just gonna use the unscrew it. There we go. You think the pumpkin's all soft now? Because the only thing we want to do is make sure the pumpkin's soft. There we go. That's 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Synonym. Synonym. Okay. Nutmeg. A whole teaspoon of nutmeg. Fun fact, I could find nutmeg in my local grocery store. I could not find clove though. I had to go to Kagoshima City for that. Teaspoon of nutmeg. Natsumegu. 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 And a half teaspoon of salt and cloves each. So cooking salt. I'm not going to measure the cooking salt over the yeah, that's This is too big of a thing. There's too high of a chance of me freaking throwing this everywhere. Cooking salt and clove. So the question, is it clove or cloves? This says clove. It's also Japanese. The cookbook says cloves, but when I looked it up, it also just says listed as clove, the spice. All right, half the teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of clove. So these are the most important part. That's going to give it really the nuance of the flavor. Like you can try making it without clove, and I have, but it's just missing a piece to the puzzle. Okay. This freaking old boomer cookbook is wrong then. All right. So all-purpose flour done. Sugar, no, gluten-free rice flour done. Brown sugar done. Baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, nutmeg, salt, clove, oil, eggs. All right, pumpkin. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our trusty dusty knife. Woo! Careful. We're going to stab it. Ooh, that's soft. That's soft. Heck yeah, that's soft. Nice. So here's the thing. And here's why I did not bother trying to peel this pumpkin beforehand. You can do that. It's a pain in the butt. But once you've cooked it, the skin just falls right off. So I'm just pouring it into a sieve right now. You can just see that. Hey, Sean Gem, welcome in. Is it supposed to be like Chinese? How do I pronounce it? Zion Gem? I don't know. Welcome in. Thank you for coming. We are almost done with mixing the batter. I don't know why I'm looking down at chat. We're almost done at mixing the batter. We're going to transition into putting this in the oven and making some lovely frosting to match. So I hope you're looking forward to it. Xion. Oh, yeah. Okay. She's the Heartless. Yeah, that's right. The Heartlesses have no heart. No. No. The Nobodies have no heart. The Nobodies have no heart. The Nobodies just have a body, and the Heartlesses are just a heart. Makes no sense. But they X because it's X plus someone else's name. I don't know. I used to watch a streamer who loved Kingdom Hearts. So I'm gonna cheat. I'm just gonna run this under some cold water. If your pumpkin's like a half pumpkin like this, it's fine. If you chopped it into cubes, you might not want to do this because what that might do is like start washing the actual pumpkin that you want down the drain. Yeah. I was like trying to follow this streamer trying to explain Kingdom Hearts, and I'm like, this is so freaking convoluted. This is ridiculous. Thank you for the follow, Cheyenne Gem 601. Okay. All right, that's still hot. What we're gonna do, we're gonna move this off to the side. I'm not putting it on the floor. There's a low table right there. Although, let's be honest, I wouldn't be opposed to putting it on the floor. I've done that. Oop, it's still hot. I have indeed put like stuff on the floor when I ran out of space. This is not an ideal setup. Like, oh my god, seeing some of like even streamers that don't cook and they just like living in this huge house with this freaking ginormous island where they got their camera set up. You know, and they're just like farting around the kitchen for fun. Oh my god. I'm so jealous. I am so jealous. See, we have Akuma drop the Prime sub, so they get the Prime treatment. They get the fancy. So all of the emotes were made by me, with the exception of 3, and I bet you can guess which ones they are. Um, okay, so we've got our pumpkin. Oh, there's water in the pumpkin, like held inside the pumpkin. So we've got our pumpkin. So we need 2 cups of this. And if we have any left over, I need to freaking figure out what I want to do with it. So here we have some guts left over. You can throw the guts in. I don't know if they're like more or less flavorful. I'm just gonna play it on air on the side of caution here, and just scoop them. Try to kind of scoop them out with this. You know what? I have a spoon. Spoons are made for scooping. This spoon is made for scooping, and that is what it'll do. One of this day, this spoon's just gonna scoop all over you. Yeah, those are the ones. The ones that look good. The ones that look the best. Um, yeah, all the other ones were artistically entirely created by me, with the exception of 2 of them, which I think you can all also guess, which I removed or artwork from another video game. Well, actually, 3 of them. Two of the paid ones. One of the free ones is artwork from a video game. Um, those look similar, but they look better. Like they in terms of a professional look, they look better. So we're gonna need 2 cups of this. 2 cups of. Oh, my oven's ready. Awesome, awesome. I have that's pretty good timing. So we're gonna need 2 cups of the pumpkin. Yeah, I appreciate that, but like some of those emotes were made by me in a pixel editor, and one of them was made by an actual like artist who does commissions sometimes. He was a coworker of mine. I offered. I said, hey, um, I'd like to commission some. Like you still doing commissions? I was in his stream once. He was drawing. You should be able to see on the emotes who they are attributed to. He hasn't streamed recently. He just did it for fun, I think. But I asked him if he was doing commissions. And he was like, if you're doing emotes, and he was like, yeah, I'll do some for you. And I was like, okay, how much? And I was like, I was prepared to pony up, because each one of those maybe took like 3 hours, right? Like that's 9 hours of work right there, probably more. Like I was prepared to pay the big bucks for him, but he was like, no, you're a cool guy. I'll just give them to you. And I was like, Pog? Yeah, the Pog one is the free one that I did not make. I would be very surprised if you understood what game it was from. If you could name who GUI is from. Get a lot of people to see GUI and they say, "Oh, is that not Kingdom, Dragon Quest slime?" All right, here's 1 cup. Here's 1 cup worth. We'll put the. Oh yeah. Ugh, I put it all the way over there. I was just about to dump this in the pumpkin waste. That would not have been good. All right. I probably should be limiting the amount of stuff I'm doing off screen, but I can't really use this. It's too hot. I can't put my plastic bowl on there. That would not be smart. I've done that once. Almost seriously, like melted something. I forgot that a burner was still hot, and I put a plastic cutting board on it. Luckily, the bottom was wet, and I heard and that simultaneously made it sizzle, so I heard it. And um, whew, it protected it from getting melted. So like that was a bullet dodge there. Okay, so then we can scoop this crud out. All right, this seed, we do not want the seeds. Sorry. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I wonder what funny stuff I'm gonna do. I should probably have an idea of like beforehand, what kind of things I want to do that will edit well. That's one thing I need to work on. Because there really is an art to getting footage that is easy to edit. Like one tip is like always hold shots for like 10 seconds. Like you might get shot for like 2 seconds, and then you're like, well, I want like 5 seconds of voiceover from it, and then you're like slowing it down to like 1/3 speed, and you're like, oh my god, I hate myself. The worst feeling. I have a lot of pumpkin left over. So let's take this pumpkin. We're gonna throw it in the compost. Boop. Hey, Chi-Chi, welcome in. What's cooking? Pumpkin bars. Pumpkin bars are cooking. Slowly but surely, pumpkin bars are cooking. All right, well, we're just going to set this in the sink for now. I'll figure out what I want to do with it later. There we go. So now that's all good. Oh, no. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen. Shh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone I just did that. Do not tell anyone I just did that. I'm a professional chef. I do things right. You were fast asleep, but delicious aromas awoke you. That's a lie. But I appreciate you coming anyway. Okay, so we're going to have to be really careful. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is the opposite of careful. There's just a switch on this. I'm just going to drill into this, baby. Like it's like it's not a button, it's a switch. Like it's a rocker switch that is like a variable speed, which is scary. Like if I accidentally press it too hard, it just will skip up to the higher speeds. Saw nothing good. I appreciate that. That's a clever use of the old facepalm emoji. Getting drunk off the power here. Bring that in a little bit. So we're eventually going to want to dig all the way down into the bottom of this thing. This is just pitiful. All right, you got to venture into speed 2. Okay. 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 Anybody else see Peter Kane on TikTok? Oh my god! Alright, everybody, get ready, get ready, get ready! Pikachu! Woo! Oh my god, how many? 26 months? Very messy cook. Holy crap. So you've got the 2K badge at this point, right? Or 2Y badge, right? It's still to 12? 12? It should be. Should it be a 2-year badge? I gotta look into that. It should be a 2-year badge, right? 24 months is 2 years. 26. Jeez, I've been streaming for over 2 years. I've been an affiliate for over 2 years. Holy cow. You know, it is of comfort, Akuma, that a professional chef tells me that they are a messy cook. What's the difference between chef and cook? Is chef like better? Is chef like more trained than cook? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, gotta make sure you get all the lumpies out. This is frickin' this is dangerous. This is dangerous. Okay, that's flicking all over the place. We're not doing that. Okay, so there we go. We're going to set this aside for now. We're going to need to prepare the pan. Anyone can cook. I agree. Experience makes a chef. So it's good that I put cooking with Carl and not chefing with Carl because I am not a chef. Anyone can cook, but not anyone can chef. Oh, I just freaked out. I thought the power went out, but the lights are on. The power went out a couple times during work, and so I'm very afraid that this is going to cut out in the middle of something crucial, like my freaking thing being in the oven. What's next? Butter. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to grease the pan. All right, and this is how ancient Japanese technique. I ate soup last night trying to blend it smooth, and instead the top exploded off and the soup got over the entire kitchen. Have I done that? I'm sure I have. Not that catastrophic. So, okay, where was I? Ancient Japanese secret to greasing a pan. Take your stick of butter. And just draw all over the pan. Like literally just do this. Wipe that on there. Wipe it around. Just draw all over. Cover that thing with frickin' butter. And you're going to want to, especially like this is a pretty thick, deep pan. You're definitely going to want to make sure everything is properly oiled. Now, why I like to do this instead of, say, use Crisco or something, in my opinion, I'm not sure if anyone has any other experiences, but in my opinion, in my experience, butter does a much better job of sticking to all the surfaces. Crisco spray or another oil might kind of drip down the sides a little bit, and it can be displaced by the batter a little bit more easily, I think. So that's just my opinion. If you experienced other things, you're wrong. So you want to make sure all the little nooks and crannies, you want to make sure no shiny spots are left. This ain't Pokemon. We don't want any shinies. I set all this out. Pro tip: I set this out to frickin' warm up beforehand. But of course, today is literally the coldest day of the year. Of the school year. Of course, today is. So like the butter's still hard. Um, but all right. So there we go. Not many. Just drawing on any of the other shiny spots that are left. Okay, we're gonna put this away. We're gonna wipe this off. I'm definitely shortening is better for greasing. Yeah, but yeah, I don't like shortening. All right, so we're just gonna do that. What is this chunk? Okay, this is a chunk of pumpkin. I saw it was like going around there. It's just a chunk of pumpkin. We're gonna get that out of there. Sorry. Sorry, chunk of punk. Always had to leave my butter in front of the heater because our apartment's too cold for it to get to room temperature. Yeah, Japan has a problem with like not having insulation, you know? So like because it's so darn expensive to heat like your whole apartment or whole house, you just kind of have to pick a room. And that's usually not the kitchen now, is it? All right, there we go. We'll get all that stuff in there. You know, and so people ask me, can you eat this? There's raw eggs in it. Well, you know, I know there's raw eggs, but I don't freaking care. This stuff is good. This stuff is so good. I literally do not care. Salmonella is worth it. Look the crap out of this. You have an LDK, so the heater is in the kitchen. Interesting. Yeah, but it's on the other side. So there's a gradient in your kitchen. Okay. I'm gonna put that away. All right, so oh my God. I got a little pumpkin goo in my mouth. Eggs in Japan are safe to eat raw. Is that because they don't wash them? Wash the outside or whatever? So they let them sit out? What's the difference? I don't know. So I had an idea. It might be a stupid idea. This is my idea. I was gonna put um my phone such that you can see the the thing that I'm putting into. I'm just gonna show you guys. I'm gonna be off mic for a bit. I had delusions of grandeur that would look really cool, like me sliding the um sliding the cake in and then out. Oh frick, 20 minutes. I should probably set the timer, shouldn't I? So yeah, that's for 20 minutes, I believe. Uh, uh, oh God, it should be 20 minutes. Oh no, the frickin' bar is covering it up. There's like a preview bar. It's covering the 25 minutes. The preview bar is covering the goddamn. Go away. There's a freaking preview bar on my photos thing, and it's covering the time that I need to cook it for. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Go away. Go away. I can't see it. It's covering it up. Okay, how about if I turn it 180 degrees? Okay, sweet. I turn it 180 degrees. 25 to 30 minutes. Jesus Christ. I left it for too long and it stopped preheating. It automatically shut off. They don't wash them, leave them under unrefrigerated. Japanese chickens are less likely to get salmonella. Okay. Yeah, so they freaking I left it for too long, so I had to tell it to restart again. Do I take it out? I'm gonna bother taking I'm not gonna bother taking it out. It'll stay in there. That's fine. We'll put it in for 20 and then we need to bump more time up on it. Whatever. So be it. So next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the frosting while we're at it. So what I'm going to do while I'm cleaning this, I'm just going to put the butter and the cream cheese near the near the oven. Be freaking careful. The last time I did this, I just left it there and it melted all over my oven. All over my oven. Hopefully not much in the internal compartments, but it did. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave it in a bowl on the top, which actually might prevent the butter from actually melting, because it might insulate it, but better safe than sorry. Yeah, I put the butter in the bowl. Yeah, so we'll see. Actually, yeah. Okay. Whew. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we'll look up the cream cheese, 3 cups of powdered sugar. So I bought literally all the powdered sugar my grocery store had, which is these two things. That's it. So what the plan is, we're going to use these, and then we're going to kind of cheat. We're going to fill in the rest with regular granulated sugar. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you do this, there is a chance that your cream cheese frosting will come out all gooey, all crunchy. There is a chance your cream cheese frosting will come out all crunchy. Because all of the granulated sugars will not dissolve. Because when you mix these up, the granulated sugar doesn't really dissolve so much in the milk or the butter and the cream cheese so much as it is just suspended there. So the more large granules you have, the higher the likelihood that it will, it won't work out for you. So we're going to grab another bowl. Here's another pro tip. I freaking fell prey to it. If you're doing something like a cooking stream, just get a bunch of bowls. Like, it doesn't matter how many bowls you think you'll need. Just get a bunch of them. Because, like, I ended up, like, putting the pumpkin guts in a bowl and all my other bowls. You transfer from one bowl to the next. It's just a good idea to have just a whole bunch of bowls. Wash off the beater, the mixer, the hand mixer. All little gourd strings are stuck to it. So there's only 4 ingredients in this frosting. It's awesomely simple. It's powdered sugar, cream cheese, butter, and vanilla. No milk. You can add milk to try to kind of help it along if it's a little too thick. Maybe if you don't have enough powdered sugar, it kind of help thin it out. Or wait, no, if you don't have enough like butter to really thin it out or whatever, it can help. How many grams in these packets of powdered sugar? 70? 69.9. I believe. 70 grams. Yes. 1 bag, 70 grams. Would it be too little icing if I halved it? Yeah. Yeah. I could go halfsies. I could go halfsies. Um, yeah. But it might be too little. It might just. So how many Chichi, are you looking up how many grams of powdered sugar are in 1 cup? I can do that. Powdered sugar grams to cups. Oh, no, 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 no. 1 teaspoon. No, 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 God. Of course, 70 grams is like in between 2/3 and 3/4 of a cup. So we're just gonna measure it the normal way. I do not feel like blending my granulated sugar with my. Okay, that's fine. I do not feel like blending my granulated sugar together with some cornstarch to create powdered sugar. I tried that once. My blender did not like it. It was screaming at me. It was going, ah! So I respect its wishes, and I've never did that again, and I'm never doing that again. So we need 3 cups. I saw they restocked. I should have just bought the second lot. It's not like America where you can just buy. In America, you can just freaking buy a whole 7 cup bag of powdered sugar. Here they have like reasonable portions. What if I want to make a whole cake for myself? It says homemade cake. 30 grams is 1/4 of a cup. Yeah, that's what it's not super helpful, unfortunately. So we'll just do that. It can work. It takes too long for the big blender. Mini spice grinders. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I found that. I tried it. It was gross. All right, so there's 1 cup. We need how many? 3 of these? Ah. Oh, frick. That's right. My thing preheated. I lied. It's not heated yet. Oh God, I hope this does not end in disaster because I freaking waited too long. Yeah, it's like if you open it while it's preheating. Like the first time I ever did it, I wanted to check to see if it was preheating, so I opened it and felt inside like, oh, it's hot, and then it stopped. It canceled. And then so I didn't realize that, and then I had to redo it because all the instructions are in Japanese. Of course they are. Ugh. Come on, get out there. They only add cornstarch to powdered sugar to keep it from clumping. Grinding sugar yourself, then no need for cornstarch. I mean, people the online they said to use cornstarch. I don't know if it's because like wait using it for later. I'm assuming if you're making powdered sugar, you're gonna use it right away, right? Like that would be the assumption, right? Like because otherwise you just buy it. One would think. Okay, we put this here. What was that sound? I thought heard a dripping sound, and I'm having like flashbacks because that was what I heard when I realized my butter was dripping. It was the sound of the butter dripping onto the floor. Yeah, that butter ain't softening. Maybe not a bowl. Maybe I'll put it on a plate. So it can be more thermally coupled with the top of the... There we go. Now it's actually like touching. Oh, I'm so paranoid. Yeah. Problem is I can't open the oven or it'll freak out and stop on me. Dude, I've got so much on this cord here. That's ridiculous. Okay, yeah, well it ain't a Pumpkin Man's cooking stream if something doesn't go wrong, absolutely to pieces. Okay, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I eyeball it. I don't know about you guys. I'm a vanilla eyeballer. 1 teaspoon. You know, more vanilla, not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Bad news, folks, though. The rocket launch was delayed a day because of weather. I need to make sure to bring my frickin' winter jacket, my Michigan winter jacket, to work tomorrow. All right, we've got some time. I did prepare a little something. Not for you guys, for me. I did make sure I had something to do. So one thing that I do every morning, this is what I do for breakfast. I will take some butter, throw it in a pan. And then I will grill myself some toast. Toast one side, throw some butter, more butter in the pan, flip it over, put it on there, make some Texas toast. And then I'll throw some more butter in the pan, and then I'll fry up my egg. Fry up a couple eggs. Sunny side up, where the yolks are runny. And then I will have a couple of things of yogurt, but to drink, I'll have a smoothie. And what I do is, instead of I don't use ice in my smoothie. Instead of, I take the fruit and I freeze the fruit. And I throw the fruit in there. Oh, that's getting close. Oh no. That's getting nice and brown. It was I kept meaning to, I'm gonna chop up these bananas and I'm gonna put them in the freezer. Kept saying that. Kept not having time. I said, I'll do it later. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll have time while I'm cooking the frickin' pumpkin bars. So yeah, just chop these up. One thing I miss terribly about America is the garbage disposals, you know? Like, not having a garbage disposal is a pain in the butt. Like, you got this frickin' sieve thing in the sink, and it filters through all of your food waste. But, like, I have, like, sesame seeds and stuff, and those things perfectly fit in little holes. And the way that they're like, made is they're like these little holes that the sesame seeds will just get caught in. And then every once in a while, I have to take the frickin' filter to my bathroom and clean it out with my water pick to get all the sesame seeds out of the thing. And because the holes are so small, there's like enough surface tension to clog it that my sink will start filling up even though like it's not clogged. And then I have to take the frickin' trap out and then drop it in so that the surface tension will break, and then it will allow all the other stuff to all the water to flow down. And then you got to take it out, and then like I go to my compost pile. I haven't actually put anything in my my local raw garbage, compostable garbage can because I all just composted myself. I have this thing out in my backyard, this pile, where I just throw all my compostable stuff, and I make some good soil. I don't know if anyone else does that. I do. If you're living in an apartment, well, you know, you can't really do that. You don't have the land, but I have land. I'm renting land, baby. But yeah, I have not yet thrown a single thing in the raw garbage portion of my local trash collection. All right, so bananas. So yeah, all these bananas, I just have my banana bag. I put all the bananas in the bag, and then I throw them in the freezer. God, it's really taking a long time to preheat. I I really hope this does not freaking ruin everything. It should just hold the heat, man. Yeah, it says oven. And then I have my orange. So I have I usually use bananas and oranges. It's kind of a nice little flavor. They're the cheapest fruit, cheapest, most readily available fruit at my local grocery store. So, you know. Um, ah, I'm so worried. Smoothie sounds amazing right now. Got stuff to start to make. Oh well, go for it. One thing that I'm sad about, my favorite fruit to eat, my favorite fruit to just freaking eat raw, eat straight up, is by far strawberries. But strawberries are so expensive here. I don't know why. One of the elementary schools is growing strawberries outside, so it's not like they can't be local, but they're just so darn expensive. Um, so yeah, sometimes like my coworkers will bring omiyage, they'll bring souvenirs in, and they'll disseminate them. And someone brought in a bunch of strawberries, like just a plate of strawberries, and they were like, "Here, Carl, you can have one strawberry." Oh, excuse me, I had a hiccup there. One strawberry. So I said, "Sweet, I'm not gonna." So what I did was I went home and I cut some of the side off of it, and I planted it in some dirt, and it's currently sitting in a strawberry flavored yogurt container. So yeah, strawberries for like 500 yen. Sam was like, "Way I'll be so upset to pay $5 for." Okay, sweet. Timer done. All right, 25 minutes. 20 minutes probably. Yeah, and so that thing freaking freaks me out. I go to like try to get the timer started on it, and then it says no, you can't do that. So I had to open it and close it because it didn't expect the thing that I wanted um to bake is already there. Why I'm looking at this camera again. That's not the camera. So yeah, I have one of these blenders. I don't have like a traditional blender. One of my coworkers gave me like a magic bullet style one. So I have like this one where like it attaches there, and then there's there's a little cup. Just so here's a cup, and then you just and then you can just do that. My coworker gave me a magic bullet. No, I opened it after it was done. If you open it before it's done heating, it will freak out and stop. If you don't open it after it's done heating, it will not let you set the time. So it is currently now counting down. So there. Yeah, hopefully, you know what? If I can grow some like good strawberries, like get a bunch of strawberry plants, hopefully I can grow myself a decent crop of strawberries and then freeze them and like throw them in smoothies and stuff. Um, so yeah, like I don't know, depending on the variety, it could be a hybrid strawberry that can't do seeds. Um, we'll see. Maybe I'll swing by the market and see if there's any strawberry seeds, or buy them off Amazon or something. When did strawberry you plant them in the seed, harvest in fall? I can't remember. I'm kind of aiming to make like my whole front lawn here into a garden if I can. I planted one my tulip bulb. I went to this one festival. It's called the Furusato Matsuri, which is like the home old village festival, basically. And there's a bunch of stuff going on. I'm an idiot and I didn't realize that all the fun stuff was happening in the morning, so I didn't go in the morning. But I was there in time for the main event, which was a raffle. It was a free raffle. Like a bunch of people just donate things. I want to donate some pumpkin bars along with a recipe. Um, like next year if I can. Um, but yeah, people just donate stuff and then you all line up and then they just give you a two things when you walk by the guy. They give you a lottery number, a free ticket, and they give you a flower bulb. It's a free tulip bulb. So everybody gets one. So I got two. So I got the one that I got, and then I also found one that someone dropped and then stepped on. That one is dead. I'm pretty sure that's just dead. It was just destroyed. But I planted the tulip recently, like a few weeks ago, and I go to find some stupid animal just dug it up and then left it. And like all the roots were like exposed. And I'm like, what the heck? So I replanted it and now it's fine. Last I checked, like yesterday. And it's starting to sprout actually. So luckily it still had enough energy in it to grow some new roots. And hopefully it's nice and established. I didn't bury it very deeply. So yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully now that it's starting to grow, like no critters will come along and try to dig it up again. But of course, you know they're going to do it in the dead of the night. So whoever it is, like they love to dig through my compost pile. Like I'll bury. I got a grapefruit the other day. It was hilarious, so touching. I came back from work one day and there's this neighbor that I've never talked to before, and she was like pruning her bush or whatever, um, pruning her azaleas or something. And I said, konnichiwa. I said hello, and she's like, oh, otsukaresama deshita. And I'm like, oh, hello. And then I don't think anything of it. And then I go into my house and I hit the bathroom. And as I'm washing my hands, I hear the doorbell ring. And I'm like, oh, who could that be? So I open it and it's that neighbor. And she's got like her arms full of like four um, clementines and a and two grapefruits. And I was like, heck yeah, I'll eat these grapefruits right now. Like, thank you. Of course, she's doing the typical humble thing of like, they're probably not very delicious. And I'm like, no, 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 it's fine. So I ate the grapefruit right then and there for dinner. Ate two grapefruits and an orange. Um, Probably should not have eaten all citrus. It really kind of made my tooth a little sensitive, but whatever. It's fine. It's since calmed down. I used to eat lemons in middle school. I would pack like a whole lemon, and I would peel them just like this. I'd take them apart. I'd peel the skin off. I'd peel a section off, and I would just do that, except with a lemon instead of an orange. Yeah. Yep. I would do that in middle school. Whatever. They were sour, but then my teeth started hurting. So then I said, maybe I shouldn't do that. And that's why I stopped. Are we surprised this not a normal thing to do? I liked the extreme feeling it gave me. I was just like, yeah, kind of shake you to your core, eating a lemon slice straight up. I have too much for my compost. I don't really like that. I don't really want to go out right now. It's freaking windy as heck, hailing, snow. It was snowing earlier today, but unfortunately, it wasn't the pretty fat snowflakes. It was the tiny pelting, arguably hail, um, freaking blast you wind. Unfortunate. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where do you think you're going, Mr. Orange? So that's yeah. I have so many lemon or so many oranges. I remember I just I bought a big old pack of oranges for my smoothies, and then my one of my friends, one of the people I met um, here, was like, "Hey, um, I have a whole like my friend gave me a whole bunch of oranges from Sakurajima, which is the volcano that grows the volcano that is next to Kagoshima City, the capital of my prefecture." She's like, "Hey, do you want some?" I said, "Sure," because I was freezing them anyway. And she she gives it to me and then sees that I'm peeling oranges. I'm like, "It's fine. I'm freeze them. I'll use them for a smoothie." Um, and yeah, she's and then literally the next day my blender breaks on me. And I was like, "What the heck?" I was being careful too. I was not blending anything at a time bigger than two sections of an orange. Two sections of an orange. But yeah, one of the parts just like gave out. One of the things like sealing the blade and the actual body to the body of the cup that just snapped, and then it broke, and could have tried fixing it, but like the problem is when you're trying to fix something that has such an integral like structural part missing, it's no, you shouldn't. You should not. So then I just had these freaking um orange slices sitting in my freezer for like a month, which they're frozen, so they're good. And then I got this the blender. I like this blender. The only thing that's wrong with the blender, I think, is that the blades are too small. So unless you chop things into really tiny pieces so they can get up there and get chopped up by the blades, it's really easy um for something to be too big and just not fit up in there. Oh my God. Yeah, so here's how I'm operating with orange slices. I'm definitely good. You can't open this to take a peek inside. I don't Once you start it, you can't open it, take a peek inside, or it'll yell at you. Say, "No, what are you doing? Don't do that." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do what I want." I'm gonna Okay, once the timer's going, it's okay. You just have to start again. Okay. So it's looking good. 5 more minutes in there, and I think it will be done. This is indeed done. Don't you? It's dimming. Don't you dare go out on me. You guys seen that dimming? Hopefully that's just the oven pulling current and it's not like the power surging or something. Oh, it's scaring me here. Freaking me out. Okay, how are we doing on the parts of the butter are starting to get melted. Just parts though. Yeah, just parts. Demons. Yeah. Just Luigi's Mansion or something. This is the paranormal activity. You haven't gone out? Well, my power did go out when I had the, record-breaking typhoon or whatever directly over my head. Actually, it happened like after the worst of it was done, ironically. Um, yeah, that was not fun. And then no one told me. So there's this. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, you can see it. So there's this thing right here. I was freaking taking cold showers. Um, and then I wanted to take a warm shower, and I couldn't get the water to go warm. And it's because whenever the power goes out, this thing resets. Then you just have to press this button to say, "Hey, start heating my water again." It does not automatically come back on, which is awful. Um, so yeah, that sucks. You have to press the button again. Come on. Come on. All right, how am I looking? 3 cups of powdered sugar, 1 whole package of cream cheese softened, and 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine melted. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to chop off the piece of butter that I need, and then I'm going to put that. What do you want? Can you guys hear that radio? Bosai. Minamitane Cho Yakuba desu. Chomin no minasama. Konbanwa. Ooh, it's about the rocket launch. Oh, an H2 rocket. I don't know. They're like naming off times down to the second of when they're gonna launch the rocket. Yeah, there's an announcement. I have a radio up there that announces things to me. All right. So the cream cheese is all softened. That's cool. I don't know what they're talking about right now. But yeah, there's a rocket launch. It was planned for tomorrow, but then like tomorrow's like the coldest day of the freaking year, and there's also snow, which Minamitanians don't know how to deal with. Tanegashimans, Tanegashimajins. So the plan was yesterday, or as of yesterday, that Wednesday, like they moved around the class schedule because all of the elementary schools, all of the students in town, um, will stop class to see the rocket launch. Like that's a thing. Everyone stops class. It's rocket launch day, right? Which makes sense. That's freaking cool. Educational, science, whatever. Because by far the most, um, the biggest thing that people are proud of in my town is the fact that they're home to the largest rocket launch. 11 degrees. Sounds fair. Mix all this together. This is a monstrosity. This is not mixing together well at all. Let's just leave that there. Then it's supposed to get all the way down to -16. Stay. That's scary. See, if you want to, anyway, back to cooking. If you want to do more um, butter than is called, it will be thinner. But be careful because, of course, if it's too thin, it will just run all over. Oh, -16 Celsius. Okay, that's not as bad. I don't think. Unless it is. This is somehow worse. I need to pay rent. I need to go to the bank, get my rent, withdraw it. So I don't want to brag about money, but I freaking checked my balance yesterday. Granted, I've been using Amazon, like my American money, my American bank account for Amazon and stuff. But I checked my balance the other day, and I have over 1 million yen to my name. And that's what happens when you live on an island and you can't buy anything. All your money just goes to savings. When you feel really good about yourself, but then you realize that you can't do anything fun and you haven't done anything fun and special in Japan. But hey, I'm a millionaire. Oh, it's a little springy. It's almost done. Hmm. Yeah, that's no, stop. Oven. All right, I have no idea what I'm trying to do. I want to put it in for 5 more minutes, but yeah, holy cow. It just started again. But yeah, okay, luckily it's not going crazy. It looks like the heating up process or preheating process, it being in there, isn't going crazy. So I'll just leave it in there for a bit. We'll put it in for maybe 5 more minutes and then it should be out. And then we can just let it cool off. Because you don't want to put the frosting on after it's you don't want to put the frosting on after it's right out of the oven because it will melt the frosting and then it'll just drain everywhere and it's a disaster. But I personally, I just like to put the frosting on while it's still in the pan, just and then just cut it out piece by piece. It's much less of a pain to do that than try to remove the entire cake, the entire sheet of pumpkin bars from the pan. I've done it in the past. I just freaking spewed. I've done it in the past with a um, smaller cake pan about this size, and I would take it out, flip it out, and put it on like a nice little plate. And I'll do that if I'm gonna take it somewhere and present it. But if I'm just gonna like set it out for people to eat, like whatever. And that's what I'm doing. I'm planning on just taking it around to my neighbors, maybe this weekend, because these things will last. If you let them sit out, it will last a long time. Actually, it's I prefer it if I prefer to have it last or to let it sit out for a bit and the frosting kind of dries. And that may sound a little gross, but I promise you it is not. The frosting kind of dries a little bit on the top and like I don't know, it just tastes better. Okay. So it's reheated. Took a little bit longer than I would expected. We'll do it for 5 more minutes. And then we should be able to take it out. And then I'll stick the butter in there so it can melt real fast. And then we'll go from there. Do I have a smaller bowl? I don't know. I just have a plate. All my bowls are freaking dirty. Oh. You know, sometimes when I do these streams, I do them like really well. I remember one day I was making like, I think it was fish and chips and um, butterscotch chocolate chip cookies, and it was like perfect. Like when I would finish one thing, like the next thing would be coming out of the oven. And then when I would finish, when the thing were done in the oven, like I was just about finishing, like everything came out perfectly. I was so happy. That was like the best freaking um, combo ever. Because what I would do in America every week, every Sunday, I would do a yeah, butterscotch. They were good. They were good cookies. Every week in America, I would do a cooking stream, and I would usually want to make two things, um, just like for that purpose. I wanted to last, an hour and a half, maybe per like an hour and a half total, and then I would do it twice. So I would do it once for me and once for my dad, or once my dad, then once for me. So I would do it twice. The idea was that if you joined my Discord server and checked my cooking channel, you could come in already prepared because the channel had all the ingredients and all the materials necessary listed. Um, and because the idea was you could come in and follow along. I do not think anyone did it. The reason I would do it twice is once for my dad, once for me, and so that if anyone came in late, they could catch me on the second time around. But I sincerely do not think anyone ever followed along, which is unfortunate, but I had fun. You got some mini tart pans and want to make some mini butterscotch pies? What are you, frickin' Undertale? Got some cupcake tins myself. These would work with little mini tart pies, right? Cool way to do a stream. Yeah, yeah. I mean, people missed out, man. They could have had they could have had a step-by-step personal chef guiding them through the process, and they could watch me fail and then not do it themselves. But I don't think anyone did. It's tragic. But yeah, I don't know how I want the future of my cooking streams. Like it's good and nostalgic. Um, just for now, just to do this. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do more of these. I don't know what I'm gonna do in the future. An orange Twitch version of Rachel Ray. Yeah, there are tons of people that like do cooking stuff on Twitch. Food and drink is a whole category. It's not like a just part of like IRL, whatever. Like food and drink is a whole separate category. Mostly for cooking, but also for like food reviews and stuff. Maybe should I do a mukbang stream sometime? I would do that. There's a lot of things that I want to do, but I just don't have the like support to do it. Like I would want to do like a Q&A mukbang stream. Like I think that would be interesting. Like just get some like if I ever did a mukbang stream, I would like in America, I would get Arby's. I would get like two beef and cheddars and a mozzarella sticks and like just eat that. Mukbang the pumpkin bars right now, yeah, the whole pan. That's probably literally like 2 days worth of calories in one sitting. Literally, probably more. Um, yeah, I used to be able to eat a lot more before I started like watching my diet and losing weight. I used to whenever I go to Arby's, I would get two beef and cheddar sandwiches and a small mozzarella sticks, and I would just eat the whole thing. Um, That was bad. That was really bad. And then now that I've like, lost some weight and I've been like concentrating on what I've been, oop, it's done. Concentrating on focusing on like what I've been eating. I eat like one beef and cheddar and I'm literally good for 2 meals. Let me just grab that real quick. I just realized I should have gone to the big face the whole time I was talking, but what can you do? But yeah, here's the pumpkin bars. Little bit browner on the top than I would like. Usually I don't cook it this much, but this will be just fine. Um, so yeah, if you see, especially when it's got a big pan like that, look around the side, you can see how pulled away from the sides it is, and that's because I properly greased the pan. If I flip this thing, it would probably just flop right out all in one piece. However, I'm not going to do that simply because I have no reason to. I keep doing that. Why am I looking up here? Because I have no reason to, you know? So, yeah, what I did was I put the butter. It is not all the way melted. I put that in the now off oven so it can melt a little bit more. And then we're going to add that to the frosting. Maybe mix in a little bit more sugar, depending. See if I can't stretch it out a bit, and then we'll put it on the pumpkin bars once it's all done. So yeah. So this was a whole package of cream cheese, 2 tablespoons of butter, which has yet to be added, 3 cups of powdered sugar, except this was more like 1.5 cups of powdered sugar and a half cup of regular sugar, granulated sugar. So we'll see if we can't stretch that out in a bit. And then we'll add the butter in there. Already added the vanilla, and then we'll be nice and good. And once this cools right down, if I wanted to get really fancy, I could shove it in the refrigerator, but I don't want to do that. Put it on ice. Okay, that is well melted. See, the thing is, if you melt your butter a lot, well melted, it'll make your life a little bit easier when you're mixing everything together. Okay, let me not pour this everywhere. I got these off of Amazon. I did not think they were going to be so freaking small. Like I get, like, what are you supposed to do with these? Put your fingers in it and then, like, I don't know. Okay. How am I going to do this? There we go. Pour all that butter in there. And then we'll just take this. Nice and slow. Mix that all in. Nice and gooey. Look at that. Nice and golden from all the butter. Oh shoot. I left my oven open. There we go. Mix all that up. Oh my god. Nice and mixy. I should probably be more energetic, right? Be entertaining. And then you're gonna mix that up more than anything's ever been mixed before. And that's it. So that looks like a nice consistency. Ooh, tastes heavenly. Just do that to kind of dump it all. To encourage some dumpage. Ugh. I don't know. Now I'm putting this on the floor. Use this little knife to clear things out. We might have to wait a little bit longer to before you can put it on here. When you want it to be completely room temperature before you put this on. If you try to speed up a little bit at all and try to do it while it's still warm, it'll just melt. I might just do it, not because I'm impatient. No, because I want to show you guys for educational purposes only. I was at school today. I was teaching. One of the schools has their English class in the library. Always. Always has the English class in the library. And then there's this one book there that's like, it's called like All About Custard. And it's like, 100 custard recipes. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, if my Japanese was better, I would eat that thing up. But yeah, I really don't want to mess around with making custard while also trying to translate it from Japanese. Like, oh my God. There were some good looking recipes in there. Definitely not impatient at all. No. Of course not. Oh my God, it's starting to hail. Anything in my face? No, okay, good. Still kind of warm. God, I don't. This is what happens. This is what it looks like after the fact, everybody. This is what this looked like. Got cooking. It's a freaking mess. Cooking streams an even worse offender. got a bit. Oh my God. If it's not a mess, you weren't cooking now, were you? I gotta keep the cat clock in frame. Absolutely have to. That's a necessity. Oh. All right. So while we're waiting, should I tell a story or something? Ugh. Here's a story. One time, this was like closer to the beginning of when I started working here as an English teacher in Japan. Um, I was teaching, I was sitting at my desk in between classes or whatever, and one of the English, the teachers, English teachers comes around and says, "Hey, can I talk to you for a bit?" And I'm like, "Oh God, what?" The way she just said it, she talks to me, pulls me aside in the other room, and she says, "So a lot of the students have come up to me and they've, said something about you," and I'm like, "Oh God, what?" And I'm like, my mind is running through all the possibilities, and they're like, "They said you stink really bad." And I was like, half of me was really relieved that that was it, that I didn't do anything wrong, that I didn't break any policies. But the other half of me is like, I stink. Like, what do you mean? Like, I shower regularly. I'm not like, what do you think? And then, so this whole time I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the thing and what's the deal? Like, how do I stink? How is this working out? Like, how can I fix this? Do I have to shower like twice a day? Do I have to, did I leave my laundry in for too long? And that's eventually what we figured. We were like, maybe I left my laundry um, in the washing machine too long, and it got kind of musty, and it was most noticeable on my pants. So me walking around the room, like while everybody's sitting, they're at like pants height, and they can smell the musty pants. And that's like, okay, well, I'll make sure that I take my stuff and hang it out like immediately. So I do that, and I'm genuinely confused, and I go back to my desk, and then I realize the other day, that was the other thing. They didn't tell me where, or they didn't tell me when. So they didn't tell me which students. They didn't tell me when it was. But it was just like, oh, a few students have come up to me, and I was like, wait a minute. That was probably the day was having some severe stomach issues, and I was farting up a storm. I was walking around these poor kids, absolutely carpet bombing them with methane gas. And that's why they thought I stunk so bad. So, problem solved, I think. Not something I have to worry about. It's just if I'm having a bad gas day, just maybe don't wander around the students and gas them out. Poor kids. Jesus. But yeah, I was like, oh my God. I just spent so much thinking, wow, like what did they say? What kind of smell? When was this? Who was this? Like, I want to know. Oh, oh. Let's let's do this. If you put this on, and we'll let that sit, and then if it starts melting, we know it's time to wait. But if it's not well melting, we're good. Maybe. I'm so happy with how this thing like grew and baked away from the sides of the pan. Did you stick my finger in the mouth? Yes, I did. It's mine. Actually, I'm planning on giving this to my neighbors. I should probably not be so liberal with it. I probably shouldn't plan to eat this all myself. It's a good recipe. It's easy. It's awesome. It's delicious. But the problem is, like, one person can't eat it all. Like, so I mean, maybe I'll get into the habit of like just making quarter batches one of these days or something, and then do that. I don't really have a quarter batch pan though. It had to be like really thin slices. All right, dare I say, it's time. We spreading this, boys. We spreading this, baby. just going to plop all this crud on here. Why don't we do this? Oh, yeah. It's a little warm, but I should be able to get away with it. If it's like super warm, everything will melt and then you'll cry. You can help spread it nicely if it's nice and warm. Yeah, see, I didn't use as much sugar, so it's kind of getting thin here. I should be able to cover it though. Cover it all. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Because even if it's, presentation has never ever been my strong suit. But you know what? It's all going in the same place. And it's all, we all know that the fate that it will see. Doesn't matter how fancy it's looking before. As long as you can get it in your gullet and it tastes the same, I don't really care. You know? Okay. Yeah, you can see this is why you want like a cup more of sugar, right? Because this is about 2/3 of the recipe, which I was fine with because I didn't have any more powdered sugar. And you can see it's also getting pretty runny because it's nice and warm. So this is what it looks like when you just don't have as much sugar as you should. It'll still be this kind of like beige color from the vanilla and the butter, but it would be like a much whiter color. So now for the big reveal. Ta-da! Let me move this. Cue the beautiful sparkly music. Oh, little miss, welcome in. You just caught the tail end of it. Oh yeah. Look at that. Ain't that lovely? Is it lunchtime for you, little miss? Ta-da! All right. But, but, how does it taste? That's the most important question. It doesn't look that great. I mean, it looks great, like, but it doesn't look. The presentation isn't that great. Again, drum roll, please. I'm washing off my. I freaking stuck my knife in my mouth, so I'm washing it off. Why isn't my water getting hotter? Beverage of choice, I'd say drink this with some milk, but you know what? We're just doing it straight up. See how easily, easily that comes out. That pops right out of the pan. Oh my god. Oh, frick. You didn't see that. Okay. Woo! Woohoo! That's some good stuff. Mm. Ugh. So that came out lovely. I'm, ugh. I'm actually rather surprised how pumpkiny it tastes. Pleasantly surprised, given that I'm not using like canned pumpkin, which is what I'm traditionally used to. I boiled an actual Japanese pumpkin, so the flavor isn't that much different. Which I'm very surprised at. It's very similar. Um, the other thing that's pleasantly surprising is the fact that I used this rice flour. So I use this rice flour that I got at a local market. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's made. Yeah, it's this Tanegashima rice flour. I'm pretty sure it's made on the island. Um, so the cool thing about that is because, um, because I like because I didn't use bread flour. This is gluten free. This is entirely gluten free. So if you have anybody that's gluten intolerant, um, you can feel free to give them that. Give it to them. Is it Is it kind of carrot cake? I mean, pumpkin bars, yeah. I mean, that's similar idea, except instead of carrots, it's pumpkin, of course. Yes, folks, if Carl can do this in a cramped little Japanese kitchen with supplies available only in Japan, you can too. Looks good. Good to know that tastes super similar. Yeah, so they're very similar. You know what? Let's put this actually in a place where I can read chat and look at the camera at the same time here. Look up to me. I am your overlord. Um, but yeah, someone who gave you some cans of pumpkin for your pumpkin spice chocolate chip cookies wasn't sure how similar regular pumpkin would be. Yeah, I mean, so like I said, I can't speak for all recipes, but if you just boil a regular pumpkin and use that in replacement of 1-to-1 regular canned pumpkin, it should be good. Um, but yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna have to freaking wash all this crud, but that's about it for today. Thank you everybody for coming out. I really appreciate it. I plan on editing this and uploading it to YouTube. So that should be up Sunday. All my spare time during work, I'm probably going to try to divert towards this. So if you like what you saw and you're not following, feel free to follow to be notified of when I next go live. Should be this Saturday, Japan time. I'll be playing Xenoblade Chronicles. Um, if you are following and like to check out my other social media, you can do so in the description below if you are on desktop. Or if you are on mobile, you can type exclamation point, whatever the platform name is. And if I got it, my bot will give you the link. If you'd like to support the channel, just showing up, lurking, watching, chatting, that's more than enough support for me. But if you'd like to support the channel monetarily, you can do so by cheering, donating, or subscribing. It's free with Amazon Prime. Info on how to set that up in the description. In any case, folks, stay safe out there. Get vaccinated, get boosted as soon as you're able to. If you're not vaccinated, if you're not boosted, don't leave your house unless you need to. But if you do need to leave your house and you're not boosted, make sure you wear a mask, stay at least 6 feet away from other people, and wash your hands often. Have a nice night, everyone. Have a nice night, little miss. Nice seeing you again. Bye.